Yo, what's up guys? My name is Royce Chamberlain. I am a videographer based out in Tampa, Florida. And recently we did a project out in Alamo, Georgia is what we'll say, where we opened a free Christmas store for kids, for the people of that city. Now, how we did this, the fact that we did it, I think is a great feat. It's not something that many people can pull off. The incredible team that we have at Benny Media was able to do it, and we were able to get the project done and completed and edited in 5 days. And I'll let you know where to go to watch how this video was edited at the end of this video. I'll point you in the right direction. But I want to go over a few things and kind of explain how we did it, capturing it all. Because if you can imagine opening a free Christmas store in a little city in Georgia, a lot of people are going to show up. A lot of people are going to want the toys. How do you capture that without making it look like Black Friday? Because the truth is, what we did there was genuine. It was sweet. The kids were happy, and we didn't want to accidentally, make it look like anything other than what it really was. So let's dive right in. First off, there was a lot of preparation that went into planning this and organizing all this. I don't take any credit for that. That was all the team. But what I do gladly, happily take the credit for is the filming and the production of this whole thing. It was a lot. There was a lot in our list that we had to get, that we had to make sure that we got. And so because of that, we shot the whole day using 6 separate cameras, pretty much at the same time, minus the drone. That's the 6th camera. We just used it for some before and after, some cover of the town and of the building. But 6 cameras. We used the Canon C70, which I'm filming on right now. That day we had a 24 to 70 millimeter lens on it. We had a Canon R6 with an 18 to 35, which is the lens I'm using right now. And then we had 3 GoPros scattered around the building, and obviously the drone. And that's everything that we used to film this video. And we had a lot of footage at the end of the day. I'll go over with you later that whole process as well, but it was quite a bit. Between all those cameras, we filmed at 4K 60. I know it's like a big rule to not always film in 60, 30 is ideal, but if you think about what we were doing there in this situation, these kids were running in, they wanted their toys, they wanted to look around and see the space. We want to get all that in buttery smooth, something we could slow down a little bit, 60 frames per second. Obviously 4K, if you're not shooting everything in 4K nowadays, you're doing it wrong, okay? Unless it's like, I don't know, Instagram Reels or something, but everything's 4K. Everything should be 4K, make that a rule. Again, there were a lot of people there, so you could imagine the organization of filming this product was, well, not super organized. There was a lot of people. I wish I could say that we had everything under control and we had everything planned out and it all went 100%, but that never happens for anything, for anybody, unless it's a Hollywood commercial or production where every single moment of every single millisecond of the piece is planned out. We don't have that leeway here, right? We just had to make sure that we knew what we had to get and get it to the best of our abilities. And I think we did pretty well. So a lot of people rushing in. Again, we captured everything in 4K, 60 frames per second, and we did the main entrance multiple times. Now, before I get into where we placed the cameras for the main entrance, let's talk about the buildup to the main entrance first. There was a huge line outside of the building, wrapped around the square. Whole town was there, hundreds of people. So much so that we did the main entrance like 3 or 4 separate times just because we couldn't fit everybody in the building, which was good for us because that meant we were able to get this moment, right? Multiple times, as many angles as we wanted. It worked out great. So we wanted to capture the line, the excitement of the kids in the line. We tried to interact with them as much as we could, talk to them, ask how excited they were, stuff like that. Show the line, show the building, pretty standard stuff. Benny, luckily, because we didn't plan this, luckily he called out and did this every time for every grand entrance, right? He did a 10-second countdown, brought all the kids to the front. This is all him, right? Again, I wish we could have planned this stuff out. It worked out great. But he brought all the kids to the front, so when we opened the doors, they would rush in. We were all set. Benny did a 10, 9, 8. In the editing process, we made sure to really capitalize on the intense buildup of those 10 seconds. Show the space, slow it down. You'll notice small things like, each B-roll shot that we cut to, like the push-in gets faster. We did that in post. And it just helps build that feeling inside of you that it's happening, it's getting closer, right? All little stuff that people don't notice, but we do it intentionally, and I'm glad we do. So We film the line. We show that everybody's excited. We're building the intensity, right? We've got the energy up to 10 right now. The music is going. And finally, the countdown gets to 1. We open the doors. Everything slows down. We filmed everything 4K 60, like I've mentioned multiple times. Everything slows down. And all we're focusing on at this point in the production, when these kids are rushing in, is getting their faces, getting the excitement, the joy, them getting the toys off the shelves. That's what was important about that moment. You know, 2 separate things. It's not as important to get slow-mo shots of kids waiting in line, right? It's not, you don't want to show that. We want to build the anticipation there, fast-moving things. But when we're inside and the magical moments are happening, that we're giving these kids free toys, you slow it down. You give them some tender music, right? You get real tight shots on the kids smiling with their parents, looking at the toys. And then eventually we cut to some shots, kind of, you know, we got people a little emotional, right? You may have gotten a little emotional watching it. I did, my wife did, you know, and then we kind of bring in some of the more lighthearted things. Kids saying Merry Christmas, showing how excited kids are for Santa, kids laughing, holding their toys, right? The Grinch chasing the kids around. We lighten it up a little bit, right? It's a lot of this when it comes to emotion in this video. Again, intentionally. We at least had control. We didn't have much control on what the people would do because they weren't paid actors, right? We didn't know how many people were going to show up. So we didn't have total control of that. Luckily, we have total control of the edit. We do whatever we want. And so we were able to create this feeling, create these highs and lows throughout the video. And I think we did it pretty well. Started off showing the city, capturing, you know, why we're there, why we're doing it in this city. Did a lot of B-roll stuff, a lot of like VO and just different things. And that's not my department. Obviously I had input on that in the edit, but we're talking about how this was filmed here. In the actual filming process, you know, we've gotten up to this point. The kids are in there. We've shown the tender stuff. We're now back to having fun with the kids. We're getting them talking to the camera, and then we wrap it all up. And you know, eventually I'll show you guys my rig in another video, but that's pretty much the gist of how we filmed it, what was going through our mind, you know, that I can pull together right now, because a lot of it's kind of a blur. It was a very long day, if you can imagine. And at the end of the day, we were left with like 800 or 900 gigs, almost a terabyte's worth of footage. You know, we can put the accurate number somewhere on screen here if you really want to know. There it is. But it was a lot of footage. And again, we had like 4 or 5 days to get this locked and loaded. It was to be posted the next Saturday. We got the footage to my brother's. We drove back, right, from Georgia back to Tampa, passed through where my brother lives, got him that footage, and we got straight to work. 800 or 900 gigs of footage is not easy to go through. And just really, he didn't really have a whole day to do it either, because you have to get into the edit to have it done in time. This edit took a lot of long days and overnighters, staying up late, draft after draft, making sure it was perfect. We're very happy with the result. As of right now on X, the video is at 4.1 million views. So clearly it did really well. People really enjoyed it. But if you want to see how the video was edited, if you want to see literally that whole process from start to finish, go check out my brother's channel, Avery Chamberlain. He's an incredible editor, the best one that I've ever worked with or known, honestly. And he breaks it all down and shows every single step, right, in an awesome video on how to do it. So go check him out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. You can follow me on my social medias. Check me out. I really, really, really appreciate everything. See you guys in the next video.